right. Oh, for you too, we just about to go live on radio, and this will be posted on YouTube and WOPB Facebook and everywhere else the sheriff might want it if we do a good job. If we do a terrible job, we'll delete it. I'm just being honest. All right, get ready. 21 minutes past 9. We're a little late this morning, but it worked out beautiful. I was running behind. I've had issues throughout the morning and was taking care of some of them, and I'm sure that's what the sheriff was doing, taking care of issues.
I was. I had a little bit going on this morning, so yeah, I come in about 10 minutes late. Then
that's okay.
And you told me to be here.
Well, it worked out fine. I mean, and the thing is, I think we got enough interest that. I'm going to have you talk about the social media today, and then I've got Superintendent Smithart to talk about the security we're doing Monday in the ops school system, and I think we're going to find out, and I know you work hand in hand with the county. We are actually ahead of a lot of schools on security, aren't we?
We are.
Yeah,
we sure are. We work hard,
mm-hmm.
At keeping our school resource officers in the school, mm-hmm. All day, during school hours. Sometimes, they have to leave the school and go out for some reason, but for the majority of the time, they are there.
But I know that through the resource officers, the teachers have picked up a lot of things he's doing and watching, and I know our principals and our coaches and all, they are real diligent to look at the parking lot. Real good at that.
Yeah, and
mm-hmm.
It just goes back to the way it used to be. You can't just depend on one person to do all of it.
Mm-hmm.
It takes all the administration staff along with school resource officers, and the kids need to be alert and watching too. If they see something that is not right, they need to report it immediately.
I know the most recent thing y'all had, it was thank goodness that the kids reported it. That's great.
Yeah.
Instead of hitting social media.
That's right.
They saw a possible problem.
That's right.
And I think they're becoming more alert that they got to be watchful for y'all.
Yeah, and that's what it's going to take. Just
mm-hmm.
Everybody working together, and regardless of who you are, if you see something that you know is not
mm-hmm.
right, or
mm-hmm.
it just don't look right or sound right, you need to report it immediately.
In the course of a week, y'all had 3 apprehensions, and that's more than you want by all means, but some good can come out of this. It shows that we're serious about it.
Oh, absolutely. Even though, it turned out, and I say, I don't mean that it wasn't anything.
Right.
It was, and we jumped on it, and we worked it hard, and worked it to the end, and was able to find it in all 3
mm-hmm.
instances.
Mm-hmm.
Was able to find out who the individuals were and take care of it pretty quick.
The environment we're in right now, you can't even joke about nothing like that, can you?
No, and I think that's what these 3
mm-hmm.
individuals have found out.
And they'll tell the story when they get back out.
I believe they will.
mm-hmm.
The first 2,
mm-hmm.
They're 12 years old.
Oh,
so
man.
There's, they didn't want to go to school, so they did this to stay out of school, and but they're going to have some major consequences that comes along with it, and it's going to be a good learning, a good lesson for them early in life.
If I remember correctly, Facebook advises not to be 14 years old, at least before you join Facebook. And we got a lot of parents letting kids join way earlier than that.
Well, the second kid, again, 12 years old,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That's what he put his on was Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So, it goes back to the parents.
No.
You need to monitor. If your child has a cell phone, you need to be monitoring it. Period.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't understand why someone that young would need one. Anyway, that's personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, regardless.
The internet has to be monitored. Everything they do has to be monitored, and
mm-hmm.
you need to take a certain part of your day to do that. See where they've been. Track it.
Oh, yeah, or 3 or 4 times during the day.
Can't be too much, huh?
No, because it just takes what 2 or 3 minutes to go on the side and do what you want to do.
And this innocence of not trying to make a joke out of something that ends up being a financial burden for the family too on the child. I mean, you talking about putting them in detention for a while.
Hmm.
You're talking about legal actions,
Oh yeah.
and it's not going to be an inexpensive thing on the family.
No, no. I mean, they'll be, they'll have to go to court.
Yeah.
And so there'll probably be court costs
Hmm.
to the families.
Hmm.
And the third child,
Wow.
who Monday night,
Hmm.
when we got him and put him in custody, we actually had to spend time and take him to the Dothan Diversion
Yeah,
Center
yeah.
that night. Yesterday we had to go back, get him, bring him back to court, turn around, take him back to the Dothan Diversion Center. He is now waiting a bed to a boot camp,
Wow.
and so at that point we'll have to get him and take him
Back.
yeah, and that's probably somewhere up in North Alabama. So we'll have to take that. So you're talking about a lot of man hours, a lot of cost to the county, but
Mhm.
again, those costs incurred could very possibly be turned around and placed back on the parents to
Mhm.
pay in restitution.
That's exactly right.
Hmm.
And hopefully this child learns and can give the story to the other kids.
I hope so.
So we're
I
hoping some
hope
good
so.
comes out of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
It could come out a lot of good out of this.
It could.
Uh-huh.
It could. When he gets back to school, it's what is this, March, April, May. He may not be back in school this year. I'm not sure exactly
Really?
what the time frame on his boot camp will
Mhm.
be. It may be next year before he's
Wow.
back in school, but he could tell a good story.
Oh yeah,
Sure could.
and I'm sure the school will give him stuff to keep up with if that way he can stay in his class. They're good at that.
Yeah, I believe he will.
I do too. Well, when you got elected as sheriff many years ago, would you have ever thought that cyber things and social media would be one of your big headaches now?
No, it really didn't. It was.
Chicken fighting, dog fighting, and all that. Well, that was a
Well,
headache then, wasn't it?
yeah, I mean, cell phones were coming
Yeah,
along.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That really fairly new
Mhm.
as far as what we know today.
Mhm.
Uh,
We all had links then.
but we had links, but
Sometimes I wish we would go back to
we
links.
had the cell phones, we had
Mhm.
the old bag phones. If you
Hmm.
remember,
Oh
like the old
yeah, I
bag
broadcast
phones.
off them.
Yeah, but then it just kind of went from there,
Mhm.
our technology sometimes I think gets ahead of itself. It runs faster than it should.
This also means you have to have deputies or investigators assigned to that type of work now.
Yeah. Actually, I think the week before last,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I had an investigator that went to a school.
No,
for this.
learn even more.
Right, and I've already have one that is pretty picky on this kind of stuff. So
I'm going to have to get involved with the one that's on Facebook because I have issues with them all the time. So I don't see how if he can get them to contact me personally so I can solve my problem. They get me for copyright, and I'm sending them all kinds of licenses proving I'm licensed,
Right,
But
right.
somebody keeps reporting me. I wonder where, but
Yeah.
yeah. But we'll see if we can get that stopped. Sheriff, this would be your third term coming up, or fourth?
Fourth.
Fourth. You kind of want to know what you're doing then, huh?
I'm sorry.
You kind of know what you're doing by now, I hope.
Well, a little bit. The sheriff's office I mean, that's where I've been
Yeah.
since since '93. I did have a short separation, but the sheriff's office is where I've always worked, and the sheriff's office is a different office, and we do a lot of different things
Mhm.
than any other agency.
Yeah.
And you better know what you're doing, or you can really mess some things up.
You've been sheriff just about the new jail was built about the time you took office, is that right, or just before?
No, yeah, we moved into the new jail in '95.
Okay.
And that was during Wilbur Mitchell's administration.
Okay.
And then Anthony Clark did 2 terms,
Mm-hmm.
eight years. I came into office. I was elected in '06.
Mm-hmm.
Came into office in '07. But I was there when we made the big move from the old jail to the new.
Okay.
You know, everybody, pretty much everybody that was working there at that time, we just had to kind of shut down, you know, what we were doing
Uh-huh.
to get the inmates moved, because that was a task.
I know one of the big things when you took office, we'd had problems with that jail,
Wow.
and you found the leaks and put stoppers on them.
We did. We did. Matter of fact,
Uh-huh.
the first day I took office, myself, jail administrator,
Mhm. Mhm.
a couple of chief deputy,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
we started on the outside of the jail
Mhm.
and went around with a notepad, taking notes as to
The weakness.
what we needed to do, what
Mhm.
needed to be fixed,
Mhm.
what needed to be added, and then we went on the inside,
Mhm.
and again with our notepad, and saw a lot of things that we changed, and then we changed a lot of policy and procedures,
Mhm.
and it has worked for us. It has
Yeah.
worked for us.
Yeah. Well, there is no perfect jail, are there?
No, there's not. You know, I mean, those guys that are in there, I mean,
They're 24/7
yeah.
figuring out
Yeah.
angles.
Right, right. I mean, they're just in there, you know, thinking about, you know, stuff to do, you know, what ways to cause problems.
How to
But,
smuggle something.
Yeah, and but you know, changing policy and procedures,
Mhm. Mhm.
and training our jail staff in what to do,
Mhm. Mhm.
how to do it, what to look for, and things have really worked out well for us.
Having the commissary in the jail for a family can put funds in there, does that cut down some of the smuggling stuff in?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
You know, we have
Mhm.
a commissary
Mhm.
company that we work with,
Mhm.
and you know, they have kiosks
Mhm.
in their cell blocks.
Mhm.
They go, they can go on that kiosk
Mhm.
and order, you know,
Mhm.
different items, and once a week those items are delivered by this commissary company.
Mhm.
They're already prepackaged, got the individual's name on them. So you know, at night,
Mhm.
you know, of course, like I say, they deliver once a week.
Mhm.
With that night, you know, after the supper's been fed,
Mhm.
you know, and all that's been taken care of,
Mhm.
and things kind of die down, then our night shift goes around to each block and delivers.
Hands out.
Yeah, the commissary.
Yeah. That helps a lot, I bet.
It does. Yeah, it keeps a lot out. I know when I took office,
Uh-huh.
family was able to bring a lot of stuff in,
Mhm.
which caused you know,
Yeah.
an easy route for contraband
Oh, sure.
to be brought in. So, yeah, our commissary company, working with them and having all that now
Yeah.
ordered and delivered has really cut down a lot of it.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
there's always something you got to look at. There's new technology for them. I know work programs are good for prisoners, those that earn the right to do that.
Yeah, we do have a work
Mhm.
release program.
Mhm. Mhm.
Some of them go out, you know, with the cities.
Mhm.
I've had some over here, Andalusia,
Mhm.
get some Red Level, get some Florella,
Mhm.
but we also have a few guys. I say a few, probably 3 or 4, that actually go out on a paid work release.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know, and it may be
Farm work or construction work.
yeah, you know, maybe that they already had this job,
Mhm.
you know, when they were put in jail, and you know, they owe fines. They're to start with, you know, for them to go out, you know, they can't have a major charge. I mean, these guys, they may be behind, for example, on child support or something like that.
Mhm.
Well, the judge puts them in jail,
Mhm.
but if they have a job that they can go to,
Mhm.
you know,
Keep them working.
they get to go out, but they have to, you know, they come back at night, and course, that way, you know, their
Some of the
money
fines.
goes to the child support
Mm-hmm.
or court costs, fines, you know, different things like that.
So every situation has to be looked at,
Oh well, yeah,
evaluated.
oh well, every situation or every, you know, individual, yeah, we look at it on an individual basis. You know, just because somebody may have had a job previously doesn't mean they're gonna get to go out. You know, because again, this the biggest thing is according on what is the charges. And what have they been charged with in the past? That's one thing we look at.
I was going to say, first time offenders are going to be the ones that probably can get into some kind of program first.
Yeah.
The easiest.
Right.
The easiest.
Yeah, but like I say, you know, we don't look at just what are
Oh,
they
yeah.
in jail for now. We go back and look at what have they been previously charged with.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if they, for example, in the past have been charged with escape, well, they're not going to go out. I don't care if they're still on child support this time. You know,
Escape, they're through.
right. Yeah, we look at what they've been charged with in the past also.
Yeah, well, I know alternative programs are the big answer nowadays, and I think I saw where I think Coffee County is going to try and do some education in the jail. I think y'all already trying to do that, aren't you?
Oh yeah, yeah. We started. We've got a lady that comes in. We've been doing it probably a year and a half now, imagine. Where she comes in and they can actually get their GED.
The GED's big, isn't it?
Yeah. They can get their GED swap while they're in. Again, you know, anybody can sign up for their GED. We take and look at it and kind of go through that to see who may be eligible to go to GED. Because again, you know, they're coming out of their cell, they're going to a very passive area, you know, to do that. So again, you know, we have to look at, you know, what are you charged with, what are you charged with, and a lot of evaluation goes into it. But that is offered, and we've had several go through it in the last year and a half or so.
Do y'all offer counseling too through some of the professional services?
We have just teamed with Central Alabama Mental Health.
Yeah,
Is
that's close.
Is that correct?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. South Central Alabama Mental Health. I think
Yeah.
that's what it is. We just teamed with them.
Good move.
And you know, if we have someone come in, then they have somebody basically you know, we're not paying them. On retainer, you might say, on call, whatever, that we can call up, and they'll come out, and it doesn't take years long to get somebody out as it does as it used to, but they're really
Sometimes they need evaluating whether they need to be in jail or it's up to a mental place.
Oh yeah, and lots of times, you know, the judge would even order that.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you know, if they come in and our jail staff, you know,
Start seeing
our
things.
jail staff had to go through this training,
Oh.
some training also.
How to recognize it.
Right,
Okay.
right. And so if our jail staff, you know, like you say, if they recognize something's not just right, then you know they can go ahead and call them.
That's cool.
And then after evaluation's there, then we can contact the judge if need be, and maybe go a different route. You know, again based on what their charges are and how we need to work.
Now, in the news right now, is this a joint effort with the county commission and the sheriff department with the Andalusia Hospital taking care of medical needs at the jail?
Yeah.
That's a biggie, isn't it?
Yeah, that just.
That's a biggie for
yeah,
you.
we just we have always had. Well, I say for several years, we've been working with a company called Southern Health Partners.
Yeah.
And that's where the county commission contracts.
Yeah.
With it's a health provider company that comes in and takes care of all of our medical. It, you know, now, unlike years ago, now no jail staff, you know, administers any type of medication, you know, hands out any kind of medication, or does anything medical.
Not even aspirin, I understand.
No. We don't hand out anything. We have a a nurse that's there 12 hours a day, and is on call after they're leaving, then they're on call. What they looked at and started talking with Andalusia Hospital about was, would they be interested in taking over those services? And so Andalusia Hospital, they looked at the contract we had to see what was being offered by Southern Health Partners, to see if they could offer those services. And after looking at it, they said, yeah, well, I believe we can put something together. And so that they did, and it really mirrors what the previous company had been doing. The only difference now is this local through Andalusia Hospital.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, we not that we didn't know who's dealing with Southern Health Part. It's just we're dealing with local people now, and they're offering the same services. Actually, I think they said that we were going to actually wind up having some cost savings going with Andalusia Hospital. So, same service, a little cheaper.
Yeah.
Good for us, good for everybody.
Good for the hospital too. There.
It is.
Yeah. Vodka's too far to bring them. You got to be common sense on that, haven't you?
Yeah, and we have brought some over here too.
They already had a doctor relationship or something.
Yeah, right. But it's just so much easier, just to shoot them, right there to Andalusia if need be. Now, most of the services is in-house. Andalusia Hospital even has some equipment that they are going to bring to the jail, leave at the jail in our medical area, and so that equipment will stay there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Good deal, then.
It is. I think it's going to work out well.
Yeah. Well, every time I get with you, I have to talk about the senior posse because it gets such a good positive. Because they go out and check these monitors y'all have and alert things, and sometimes that once a month visit is the only outsider they ever see. There are cases like that.
Yeah. So sometimes. We. And then what you're referring to is our Project Lifesaver bracelets that we put on like Alzheimer's patients and all kids or even adults with autism, that may be prone to wander off. And we've been doing this ever since we got into it right after I come into office. We partnered with the Andalusia Pilot Club, and they purchase the batteries, the wristbands, and we monitor the clients, and like you say, once a month our senior reserves, they go out and they change the batteries out in the wrist bracelets. Whether it needs or not. A battery may last 6-7 weeks, but we change it out every month just to be on the safe side. We don't want that battery to go dead before we can get back.
Yeah, and like I said, I've done heard about the visit because they enjoy the visit. Yeah,
absolutely.
Both ways, the client and the deputies.
Oh yeah. The seniors are. I mean, they love going out. They love going out, and meeting with them and seeing them and talking to them.
Now you have another group when you really, really, really need a lot of manpower for search and stuff like that. The posse. That's a big thing because these guys are sincere about that posse, aren't they?
Oh yeah. And one of the big things that we've got going on, with the posse, is our search dogs. Chad Clark lives up in the Friendship area.
Yeah, I know Chad.
And that Chad is the dog handler on that. Commissioner Joe Barton has been in the posse for several years. He's the captain. He, as old as he is, I hope he's listening, but as old as he is, he's still in pretty good shape. He gets out and he runs the dogs with Chad. Of course, we always have a deputy that goes with them, also whoever may be on call or working.
Yeah.
We'll go with them.
Yeah.
Also, we have um, surrounding counties call us all the time. We've had Butler
Help.
County and Geneva County call us several times.
They call it mutual aid.
Yeah.
Y'all help each other a lot, don't you?
Oh yeah, yeah. The sheriff's office, we have mutual aid with all 67
Mm-hmm.
county sheriffs.
Mm.
So, they if we have anything that they need or they have any resources that we need, all we have to do is pick the phone up
Yeah.
and call everybody's gonna help everybody.
One of the examples is with this lady been missing 20 years up in Montgomery County. There,
Mhm.
they've got a lot of law officers there,
Oh yeah, yeah.
but
That's
it's
right.
surrounding area,
Yeah, that's right.
and they covered I think 180 acres
Right.
up there. So it takes a while to cover 180 acres, don't it?
Right, it does, and they're using, of course, they're using a lot of resources,
Technologies. Mm-hmm.
and but as far as
Mm-hmm.
the counties, they start with their
Mhm.
surrounding counties of help, and then if
Mhm.
they need to expand out, they expand out from there.
Example, several years ago, the Raymer case they had to go down into Florida.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah. Follow them tips, got to, haven't you?
If you get a tip, you have to follow it to the end.
It could be the right one, couldn't it?
You never know. You never know. Just like Nibby Barton.
Yeah,
He was 19 years old,
yeah.
and he got a fresh tip, and took off, ran with it. And again, we had a lot of different agencies
Yeah.
assisting with that one.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of different expertise people came in and helped with that. But it just takes the right tip to push you in the right direction. To
I can see where it's also going to be an emotional ride. Till you get the tip, you get the adrenaline going, and you follow
Yeah.
it to the end, and then it's just the bottom falls out because you don't solve the case.
Yeah, yeah.
That's emotional there, isn't it?
Yeah, and that happens.
Oh, yeah.
On not just a case like that. I mean,
Mhm.
it could be something that, as simple as a burglary
Mhm.
case or a theft case.
Mhm.
You get a tip and you think, yeah, this is going to take
Yeah.
me where I need to go, and then all of a sudden you hit a brick wall,
Yeah.
and it ends. You run into a brick wall, and but it could be 2 years down the road you get another tip that you can pick up on and keep going. But yeah, it's a little frustrating when you think you've got something going on, and then all of a sudden you hit a brick wall.
As an investigator, is it important for them to go back on their files every so often and just refresh your mind of cases they're trying to still solve?
Mm-hmm. For example, I mean, if you hit a
Mhm.
brick wall,
Mhm.
you don't close it out.
Mhm.
It may go inactive
Mhm.
for a little while, and they keep those
Mhm.
files. If it gets closed, they got a closed file.
Yeah.
If it kind of goes cold
Mhm.
on you, and you're just really not going anywhere, you can't just keep staying with that case if you
Yeah.
don't have anything to work with, because other cases are constantly
Sure,
coming in.
sure.
So you just have an inactive file,
Yeah.
and and it may be that you arrest somebody for a burglary or
Mhm.
theft in another case, and when you start interviewing him, lots of times that they'll open up and start telling you what else they've done, and it may be some of those inactive cases. So
Tie into them.
now you can go back and you can pull those inactive cases
Yeah.
back in and get those solved. So it's it investigations is can be pretty tough sometimes, but it's rewarding too.
Another load has been put on the sheriff department due to the Alabama state not having enough state troopers. Y'all have to sometimes secure accident scenes so they can get somebody there, and sometimes it's 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah, and that's been brought up.
Just
you know,
a few times.
the last few weeks, uh, and but we if it's a bad wreck,
Oh yeah.
then the troopers come out. We stay there. We hold the scene. We work the traffic for them.
Mhm, mhm.
We
take care of the injured.
Yeah. We're there for them.
Mm-hmm.
And but it's I know they're short-handed, but we're there to help them and support them. If it's something minor,
Mm-hmm.
something small, like if a vehicle runs off the road, hits a mailbox, or something like that, we can go out.
Do y'all write up an incident report for the insurance?
Report for the insurance,
Mm-hmm.
and
And let 'em go.
they can be on their way.
Yeah.
Uh,
Good. I didn't know y'all could do that.
oh yeah,
Okay.
because I mean the insurance company just needs something. Now, if there is injuries,
Oh, yeah.
if there's injuries involved, then that goes back to the troopers. We had an incident. This was probably 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
A vehicle hit a cow.
Mm-hmm.
Now there was damage to the vehicle, but only to that vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
No other injuries to another party was involved. Well, except for the cow. And
Poor cow.
and we were there. We were going to do the IO report for that individual
Mm-hmm.
in her vehicle, but they were adamant that they wanted a trooper report.
Oh, the person did.
The person did, not the insurance company.
The person.
The person was adamant that they wanted a report from the trooper. So
They got to wait a while then, didn't
they did. Yeah, we could have done it.
they?
Yeah, we could
And been on their way.
We could have done an IO report and and moved on.
And the insurance have been okay. And
Sure.
wow.
But the individual is the ones that wanted the trooper report.
People got strange ideas.
Yeah.
But you got to deal with it, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's their vehicle, it's their
Their
decision.
choice.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it's their decision, their choice is what they want.
Mhm.
We were there, we could have done it, but
The idea is to please the public.
yeah, absolutely.
Was this a local person I got to ask?
It was.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I
I can understand.
Well, it was in our county.
Yeah, but
I'd say that it was in our county.
I would have thought somebody traveling might be like that. Birmingham, and something like that. Well, my trooper to do. I want a trooper to. I don't know about this county here, something like that.
They were local.
Man, I don't get that one at all. But people are people. We know that. Doesn't that it really? That helps as a law officer too, understanding that people are people.
Yeah.
They're all a little different. We're all wired different, aren't we?
Everybody's different. Everybody's different.
And you got to work with that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Sure do.
yeah. Security at churches has been in the news too, and I know we have stepped up. First of all, at Westview, we got involved 3 or 4 years ago, and a lot of the largers did.
Yeah.
But now you're seeing the smallers understand that, and I'm afraid that's where it comes to county, because you got all them small churches out in the county.
Yeah, and that's just like our church, where we go,
Mhm.
south side over in Andalusia.
Mm-hmm.
For several years now,
Mhm.
we have had, I guess, what you would refer to as
Mm-hmm.
that they
Yes.
go out in the parking
Mhm.
lot during services, kind of keep a check on the parking lot.
Mhm.
They got a couple of guys that kind of
Mhm.
stay in that foyer area.
Mhm.
But when this shooting occurred
Mhm.
out in Texas, that really got a lot of people anxious,
Mhm.
and so now I do know our police department, they
Mhm.
offered some
Mhm.
services here.
Our
and
churches went.
had some programs
Mhm.
that they did, which I attended one,
Mhm.
and it was good. That they did a very good job of that. But again, for the churches, out in the counties and all,
Mhm.
we offered our services to come out, take a look at their church, evaluate it, kind of maybe give them some ideas on some things that they could do to help the security of their church, and some other things that they might want to look at doing. So we offered that service too, and we went to several churches and did that program.
I can see where a church is having a homecoming or big gospel singing. I guess request y'all to do a ride by or a walkthrough.
Oh yeah, and
But you got to know about it.
you're right. And we said, for example, if you have, somebody come in to visit.
They don't look right.
Yeah, you always want to welcome everybody. But, if something doesn't appear just right, then we tell them, hey, say, look, step outside, call 911. It's not really an emergency, but tell them, what church you are, kind of what you got going on, and would a deputy mind come and sit in services that day. Our deputy just stays in the back door, sit there on the back pew, and so we don't.
We'd rather be over precautious than under precautious.
Sure, and if they're there visiting, they're not going to know what that that deputy don't go to that church anyway, so it's not going to be anything really, out of the norm.
Of course, we got a lot of county schools here, and that falls under the county too. And these football games are kind of easy. I mean, as long as you show your presence and all that, that's pretty well. But boy, when you go in that gym, that tight cracker box, sometimes it can be happen before you can know what happened.
Tensions can flare really quicker at a basketball game. You have a larger crowd at football games, but
they're spread out.
Tensions can flare quicker, and things can happen quicker because, like you say, you're in such a smaller area. And I remember a few years ago, there was a local county school, and myself and the school resource officer that was there at that time had to take care of a situation. And of course, we had a gentleman that was banned from that school.
Yeah.
No, he couldn't come back to a game.
I've been at the basketball games, and the loudmouth. Usually, you can start telling it. And so you just have the officer to walk over that one direction, that solves it right then.
It does, lots of times it does.
Done brought the attention to the officer. And
sometimes you got some hard heads.
Well, that falls under y'all's job too, is it? Protect the people.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
That's right, yeah.
Y'all definitely
never know what's going to happen.
Y'all definitely diversified.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You better be.
At least you don't have the racetrack here in Covington County. It's in Coffee County. That's their headaches.
That's right. Yeah.
And Boggs and Borders, that's another county.
That's in Connecticut County.
Aren't you blessed?
More than I deserve.
But you do have Jackson Entry, part of it. Boy, I still call it Jackson Entry. There's a lot of woods down there, and there's a lot of times people get lost, hunters get lost, especially Don Childry and Ken Howell, and I won't name any others. I think y'all had to go after them twice.
Look, now, I didn't say that. I did not mention one word. But knock on wood. Let me knock on a little bit of wood right here. We made it through this hunting season with no incidents.
Really?
We did.
Didn't have to hunt a single person.
First year in probably 5 or 6. First year in 5 or 6.
That's outstanding. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they're learning their routes better.
Well, I hope so. Actually, when season started, myself and Joe Barton, captain of the posse, we went on a radio over in Andalusia. I don't think we made it over here, but went on over in Andalusia and just kind of laid out some please do's and don'ts.
Oh, we probably need to
please do this and please don't do that.
Yeah.
And hey, undoubtedly it worked, man.
But you got so many electronic things that'll help you locate yourself now.
Yeah, and that was one of the things we said. Look, you can put your phone on vibrate so the deer or whatever's not going to hear the ring go off. But take it with you, because if something does happen, we can ping that phone and get you
find you.
That's right. Yeah. And so that was one of the big things. Take your phone with you.
And I can turn this thing on and find north, east, and west too.
Oh yeah.
If I know my direction,
I'm going. Got a compass.
In Covington County, if I know my direction, I'll find a road.
Oh yeah. All your cell phone nuts got compasses on them, so easy to. And like I say, and we can ping it.
Now, Dennis, I've got you here as a sheriff and to talk about the social media and all that, and we're going to remind you one more time about the social media. If it don't look right, you need to call y'all.
Oh, immediately. Let somebody know. If you're a student in school, if you're a teacher, administrator in school, let somebody know immediately.
Yeah, we do the follow through.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll run it down.
Now I've got him here with the sheriff, but now I want to slide over and say now, he's running for office again,
He is.
and we offer equal time to everyone. And
Okay.
I know that you really want some programs finished. You got that desire, and by the way, he's not old enough to retire either. I mean, he's younger than I am.
Yeah.
And he loves what he does too.
I do. And I don't know. Back, I don't know, probably October. I started having people ask me, was I going to retire, or and all this kind of stuff, and it kind of got out that I was going to retire.
Yeah.
And I said, well, no, hadn't thought about that yet, and no, I'll be running,
Yeah.
and sure enough,
Uh-huh.
I qualified, and here I am running again.
Yeah.
I don't know how that rumor got out, but it did. But it's not that got squashed.
Yeah. Well, you got a partner in this too, and I think that really helps you too. You got a wife that really supports you in this, and you got a chief deputy that really takes a lot of your headaches off. That really you can't do it by yourself, can you?
No, no. And I'll start with my Valentine of 30 years first. She's probably my biggest supporter, and she's with me just about every day that I go out. Of course, I'm in the office. Matter of fact, I'll be in the office all afternoon today. Catching up on some stuff. But when I am out on the campaign trail, she's usually right there with me. And when I do have to be out of the office, David, handles things over there and keeps them going. Alan Seiler, Alan.
I know Alan.
Took over the jail administrator slot. Him and Miss Linda Benson, they kind of take care of the jail, and they are doing a wonderful job over there. I mean, they have taken a big burden off of it.
Actually, when you're out campaigning, you almost have to say, "David, it's yours. I'm off now."
Right.
You have to separate it, right?
Right. Now, I do keep my link and my phone with me.
Oh yeah. On call.
And he does. On occasion, he will call me either to tell me about something, give me an update on something, or he may have to ask something. But for the biggest part, he takes care of it.
Yeah, because it has to be separated, and he has to log it and all. The politics nowadays, man. Yeah. Well, if I met you in downtown Op, and it's one of your campaign hours, you're away from the sheriff's office,
Right.
and you're shaking hands campaigning, to get me to vote for you, what are you gonna tell me?
Well, the first thing I would probably ask you, how good a job do you think I've done for the last 12 years? We have worked hard at the sheriff's office and the jail over the last 12 years, bringing it back up to where it needed to be from where it was when we took office. Like I say, the sheriff's office is a totally different
Animal.
it is from anything else. We deal with, we are officers of the court.
Yeah.
That is our number one responsibility. Is officers of the court and serving civil papers and executions and orders from the judges. Now that is our number one duty. We do patrol the highways. If the situation warrants it, we do write citations.
And that's because we drifted out in the country, and we're almost like city blocks now.
Yeah, and it kind of started when people started back a few years ago. People in the country that said, man, we just got these cars.
Our kids are out playing.
Up and down, flying up and down the road. So, all of our vehicles, are equipped, and so, we run radar, out in the county, try to keep the folks, slowed down. But we're not out here, just bashing them, and writing citations, just to be writing citations.
Yeah.
Because a citation, is pretty costly. So if we can get somebody slowed down without having to write them a citation, that's what we like to do. That's our goal. Is just to keep everybody safe.
The old Cooper Ray and Fred Burdick way. You just blue light you and wave at you.
Well,
and you got the attention.
You shake your finger. And,
oh yeah.
And, sometimes if we pull you over, we have the option of writing you a warning citation, giving you a verbal warning. But if it comes down to it, sometimes we will write a citation.
Well, sometimes you have to.
But we're here. We try to. That goes back to some of the community policing. That community policing covers a lot of areas, and to me that would be one of them.
I've noticed a lot of that's happening now, and it's happening a lot. As long as it's used correctly, and I saw one or two of the Facebook ones. The monitor people are really staying on top of it, and they're not letting bull get on there, or they knock it off as soon as they can. Hints and clues and tag numbers do help, don't it?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And they're doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. We
I'm proud of them.
We had an individual that we was trying to figure out where this car was coming from and who it was, and finally through that type of help we found out who it was and was able to get that individual.
Can't have too many eyes, can
taken
you?
care of.
Can't have too many eyes.
We can't. Hey, we appreciate any help we can get. I'm not above asking for help or accepting help. Not at all.
The new way of helping patrol the rural area.
Hey, let us know.
Neighborhood.
Hey, if you got a problem, let us know.
And I know you're getting called in to help with these neighborhood watches too.
Oh yeah.
It's been a good improvement.
Yeah. About a month ago, 4 or 5 weeks ago, we actually had a meeting over here at the AMVETS Club. Had a good group come. They discussed a lot of things, but some of the things that they discussed was actually fell back. Was questions to me as a law enforcement officer. What can we do? What can't we do?
Yeah.
And so we had a good meeting over here. Sure did.
Yeah. Well. I think it's growing, and me and him jokes about one thing: no news is good news, and it really is in the sheriff's office. You don't want to be in the headlines.
It is well, but unless it's something good.
Oh yeah.
But you're right. I mean, we go to work every day. Myself and my staff, we go to work and we do what we have to do. I mean, this is our job. And the quieter that we can keep things and keep everything under control and in check, then I think that's the better people like it. And I think we've done a good job of that over the last 12 years. And I hope everybody appreciates what we've done, and just kind of let us keep doing what we do.
I know one thing as a news person. Of course, I'm not that nosy anyway. But every once in a while, it gets so bad, I have to call. I call him or call David, and they tell me what's up. And I then decide whether it's newsworthy or not. And about 90% of the time, it's not.
So lots of times, it's not. I mean, to us, it's day-to-day stuff. To somebody else, they might think it's newsworthy, but to us, it's stuff that we deal with every day. So it's not really like you say, newsworthy. And when we tell you, I mean, you know the difference.
Oh yeah.
And so when we let you know what's going on, like you say, you kind of decide. And if it is newsworthy, then we put out press releases.
Sure, sure. I know when I think when David and I growed so good as several years ago, is incident where a kid got killed on a all terrain, but all these people gathered around Bubba and all these news people for it. I just sat back, just sat on the hood, you know, and stayed there and all. And David noticed that. And then when everybody else got out of the way and all, then he came straight to me. He said, "Now I'll give you what you need." He knew what I was there for. I mean,
Right.
but he said, "I want to thank you for not aggravating me.
Well,
I had to do a job first."
right. You know, when we get on the scene, we can't immediately tell you what's going on or give you information. And even after we're through, lots of times there's still information that we can't give you or don't need to give you at that particular
But you can give me bits and
point.
pieces out of
We
it.
can give you the gist of what's going on for you know for it to be reported.
Sure, sure. They don't try to hide nothing. I can tell you that.
No.
Well, Dennis, wow, an hour almost. Wow, who'd have thought that?
We've been here now.
Yeah, almost.
We sure have.
And
Wow.
you know, we never planned. I want people to understand we are not. This is not planned. He had no idea what I might ask him.
I came running in.
Yeah. The only thing he knew I was going to ask about social media. He knew
Oh, yeah,
that because
right.
I called him, told him we need to get on the air because of that.
Yeah.
But other than that, he really has nothing, and that's the way I like to do all my interviews. It's not planned, so I want everybody to understand that. It's just Robert being Robert.
Yeah. Well,
Yes,
you
Dennis
know,
is my cousin.
Well, you know, and we could, you know, we could probably still sit here for another hour, and you know, because I mean, there's stuff we could talk about that we haven't even scratched the surface on.
We can talk about our families.
Wow.
Boy, I could talk about your daddy a long time. I love that fella.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he doing good?
I got to check on him this morning. I think he may have had to go back to the doctor.
Did he overdo a little bit?
He may have. You know. Oh, but I got to say,
Okay.
today's his birthday.
Oh, good. I'm glad I brought it up.
Today's his birthday. Sure is.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Yeah. Today's his birthday, March 1st.
Wow.
March 1st, 1929, the Elba Flood.
Really?
Elba Flood, March 1st, 1929.
I bet he reminds you of that, too.
He says that's what brought it here. He got washed in on foot. Yeah.
Oh, I tell you, he is something else. There is a guy who's enjoyed his retirement.
He is.
Still does.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
I think that might have been some people who started rumoring about you retiring. They must have said, "Yeah, he's been watching his daddy. He wants to do some of that stuff." But you're not quite ready for that.
No.
Yeah.
I still got a while yet. You know, and again, I'd like to take the opportunity real quick to everybody that's listening. It has been you know, my honor and pleasure to serve the sheriff of Covington County and citizens over the last 12 years. And I just I ask for your vote and support to just let me keep doing what we're doing, serving the citizens of Covington County, and you know, I got a great staff that works hard every day, and we love what we do, and we want to continue to serve the citizens for another 4 years.
And if you don't see him, Johnny Meeks will see him. That's for sure.
Again,
He's your best campaigner, I think, out there.
he's a good one.
Yeah.
He is.
Sheriff, I've enjoyed it. I really have enjoyed it.
Thank you, Robert. I have too.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.